kind of music do spiders like?
Well, I reckon they got 8 legs. They'd appreciate a one-man band. You know, that chicka-chicka-ching, doom-doom. No, they'd kind of appreciate that all-round entertainer.
Etc.
Kylie Minogue.
What is that?
Spinning around.
Oh, spinning around, very good. You could have said Andrew Lloyd Webber, I suppose.
Actually, on a similar note, might it be Cliff Richards? Because
Richards?
his real name, Cliff Richard, rather, I beg your pardon, Webb.
His
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Marty Webb. Marty Webb. It's all just, isn't it?
But I don't think spiders are that into puns. I think they like flies, stuff like that. Jeez. I'll tell you an interesting fact about spiders. The huntsman spider, which, well, one a little fact everyone knows, doesn't actually build a web, is the only spider with lungs.
Oh, I like that.
So you can get it a birthday cake with a candle on.
Yeah.
What a sweet thing to think of. What a nice way of thinking. What do spiders do to flies?
They wrap them up in web, like in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
and... Silk.
And then take them off, wait till they've toughened up a bit, and then they eat them.
Well, that's the other thing, they don't eat them, they drink them.
They drink them.
Because they squirt them with acid that dissolves them into a sort of...
Flies, when they land on your
kind of
food, they immediately vomit on it. And then they tread about on it like that, get it all mushy, and then they digest that.
That's quite rude, isn't it?
It is. They listen with their feet. Their 8 feet.
Here you coming.
And they have a penis on their head.
Oh, yeah.
That's on the end of a little feeler. That's where their mating organ is, the males.
They're just a mess,
Exactly. They're all dickheads. They have 8 eyes as well, most of them.
Spiders have 8 eyes and 8 legs.
Yes, yeah. Well, the answer to this question is it does seem to be classical music, because they did an experiment and they found that in the University of Ohio, in this instance, is they, or are they?
The University of all else better to do it.
Well, no.
Formerly the Polytechnic of all else to do.
So, domestic spiders were subjected to Bach, techno, which I believe is some kind of modern music, and rap. For techno and rap, they built their webs as far away from the speakers as possible, and for classical music, close to it. Someone very close to me told me about a music called Tesco. Do you know about that?
No.
It's a blend of disco and techno. It's sweet. And it's Tesco. And they have Tesco evenings in certain nightclubs.
Really?
It's a type of modern young person's dance music, like two-step UK garage, for example, which is my particular favourite.
These would be nightclubs right on the edge of town. On the edge of plenty of parking.
Describe the plot of, or sing a song from, the popular musical The Bathrooms Are Coming. The bathrooms are coming. Thank God, I need a shit.
Bill, can you do me Cisterns Are Doing It For Themselves?
Oh, very good.
The bathrooms are coming, lock up your pipes. The bathrooms are coming, where are your knives? Kill them, they'll be coming. Kill them. The bathrooms are coming for your lives. They're coming for your souls.
I've had him installed now, but there's nothing to pay till September. I'm on a HP high, and ain't no debt collector ever gonna bring me down.
Water may be very hot.
Don't let the grout go mouldy on me. In country and western.
Well, if you're gonna do country western, it's gonna be fixed shower head, driving me wild. Can't find my crevices, no matter how hard I try. I'm gonna put my leg up.
No, don't.
Pull my jump to the side.
Thank you. Well, that was a big surprise. Thank you very much. Do you know what that might be? The Bathrooms Are Coming, written by a Broadway musical composer, but not for Broadway.
Was it a bathroom
commercial
company?
or something? Yes, the American Standard, they were called. And this was one of many, many, many industrial musicals which had their heyday between 1950 and 1980. 30 years of exciting musicals for conventions of various companies and their salesmen all over America. And they would write specialist musicals just for the salesmen, just for the conventioners, not for the members of the public. But they had big budgets and they were written by Broadway, serious Broadway composers who hid their names, I think.
Yeah.
But that's an example of one. The bathrooms are coming in. An original musical presented by American Standard, as you can see. The Sound of Selling. B.F. Goodrich, 1966 sales meeting musical. It's not exciting. The Saga of the Dingbat.
This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Isn't it?
It's mental, isn't it?
These were
What's
huge.
going on?
Well, when it started in the 50s, by about 1955, America made
Gone mad.
two-thirds of the world's goods. Two-thirds of manufacturing industry in the world was American.
Was this at the height of this week's show was brought to you by Lorimer Cigarettes?
There was all that sponsorship going on
yeah.
the Ed Sullivan Show and things like that, yeah.
So wait, hang on. If you want to, hang on a second. Oh, yeah. If you've a hankering for knowledge but can't be asked for college, then this is the show for you. Sorry,
That's the one. That's the cue.
It's really quite interesting show. Sorry,
How can you squeeze the maximum number of quavers into the smallest possible space? Yes, Josh.
Oh, no, Josh! It's the... I'm going to share yours now, Sandy.
Oh, my.
Unbelievably delicious, isn't they?
Yeah.
Bad luck.
I like twiglets. I met a man in Sainsbury's dressed as a twiglet.
You were dressed as a twiglet.
No, I didn't even know it was a job you could do. I would have definitely done it. Anyway, quaver, where do we get the word from, do you think, the actual word quaver?
Is it French?
No, so we're going to go Middle English. What do you think it meant to quaver?
Middle English, did you say?
Middle English, yeah.
What, so quavers have been around since medieval
No,
times?
the word. I think this batch has been around since medieval times.
It means a quiver?
It does mean to shake.
To
or
shake.
It's a
tremble.
letter S. Look at that. Isn't that weird?
Oh.
You are so easily pleased.
Oh, this is...
So it began as a meaning of shake and tremble.
Shake.
Then it became singing in a sort of tremulous voice. Do you remember when women in church always say...
Wherever you may be.
Yep. And then it became the name of a musical note. Anybody know how long a quaver
Is it quarter?
It's an eighth. There are semi-quavers, which are 1/16th, followed by a demi-semi-quaver, which would be a 32nd, a hemi-demi-semi-quaver, which is 64th, and a quasi-hemi-demi-semi-quaver, which is a...
Danish wizard.
What did you say, Josh? What did you say? 128?
128.
128. So these notes are quite rare.
Why is it so rare?
So it's rare because it's so fast. So if you took a work in 4/4 time, so with a tempo of 100 beats per minute, a quasi-hemi-demi-semi-quaver would last for just 0.02 seconds. So that is too short for the human ear to distinguish.
Oh, yeah.
But in fact, Beethoven and Mozart used them to describe brief, rapid sections in particular movements. The shortest note in any published work is a 1024th note, which should be called a quasi-hemi-demi-semi-hemi-demi-semi-quaver.
That's his brother.
Yeah. And it appears in Anthony Philip Heinrich's Toccata Grand Chromatica, which is written around 1825.
Somebody's pleased with themselves, isn't it? I've used a semi-demi quiver.
Whose music do cats like best?
Is he that cat listening to Purple Rain?
Purple Rain, you made a cat joke. I like it.
Oh, good. It looks like it's in Old Smoky. It looks like it's in an electric chair.
Sparky, I think, rather than Smoky.
They're electrocuting that cat. He's not listening to anything.
Is it jazz?
Is it no, well, not jazz, actually. Perhaps, unsurprisingly, cats are not that interested in human music of any kind. Pretty much indifferent to it.
Really?
Yeah. But they do like music specially composed for them.
Do they like birds?
Cat music is... well, it sounds like mouse and bird and indeed cat sounds.
These are cats enjoying themselves, are they?
Yeah.
Not being tormented.
No cats were tormented in the making of this sequence. If you listen to the music,
quite lovely.
It's got slight calls and slight birds and
It's got
purring
hums.
things. Yeah, cat noises in it as well.
Yeah, but is it true that cats don't meow to other cats, only to humans? I'm being genuine.
No,
I
I'm
was
fascinated
told
with the
that for
idea. I
me.
don't know.
I'll go along with that.
Yeah.
I've had cats, and then you don't see them yet. They just kind of... They just...
Yeah.
To each other, the body language
They
pretty much
hiss if
does
they're
enough.
Go
fighting.
up very close to them and go, yeah, you get the food, I'll go at the back. Yeah. They're just whispering and hissing and all sorts of other noises.
Yeah, but it's only
not...
with humans that they go, wow,
Yeah.
wow.
You're right.
Younger cats more receptive to that sort of music than middle-aged ones, and some like it so much they rub their faces against the speakers. They get very, very excited by it. And the same cat music
we've all
composer
done that.
is working with the Smithsonian National Zoo on cotton-topped tamarins,
Oh.
who like silence more than music.
How do they get the funding?
Yes.
But shouldn't there be a cut-off point where you're suddenly going, oh, the cat doesn't like my music, I'll change my music, and then you go, oh, the cat can't work my cooker. I'll devise a cooker that the cat can use. Yeah. And then essentially you end up living in the cat's house. Isn't there a point where we should maintain the human-pet relationship?
You're right, you've painted a nightmare scenario.
Well, I just don't know how big the roof will be.
No, none of us does.
When you come home and you go through a flap, you know it's gone too far.
Anyway, cats prefer their own music to Atomic Kitten or Cat Stevens.
Why is young people's music so bloody repetitive?
How young do you mean? Are you talking Cardi B or, like, Best of CBeebies? Like...
Oh, that's a very good point, actually.
You're talking very young people. Are you talking the hit parade?
Yes, the hit parade, yes. The top 10.
The most repetitive music ever is South African music called Kwaito.
OK.
And
Yes.
the whole song has, like, one lyric. Like, there was one which was just traffic, cop, traffic, cop, for the whole song. But, you know, it's got lots of instrumentals, and the lyrics don't matter. But yeah.
Wow.
Massively repetitive.
Is that seriously why music's getting more repetitive? Because we're getting more African, more rhythmic?
No, but it is becoming more repetitive. So they did a study in 2012. They studied almost 500,000 songs recorded between 1955 and 2010.
Yes.
And the most recent songs feature less variety in pitch. But also timbral variety, which I don't even know what that is, darling.
The timbre, so like a string sound would be different to brass or woodwind. That's the timbre.
Well, apparently it peaked in the 1960s and it's been declining ever since. And also modern songs have got louder, but there is less variation in volume.
And sadder.
And sadder. But part of the problem is it's the same people writing songs for different artists.
That's right.
So in 2012, three of the most commercially successful songs, Taylor Swift's We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, Katy Perry's Part of Me, and Maroon 5's Payphone, were all written by the same company, a company called Paratone, which is a Swedish music production company. And it's also a matter of perception. Apparently, people tend to have, as they get older, to listen to less new music.
Yes.
So by the time you're about 33, you stop listening to new music altogether. They did a survey, a music streaming site called Deezer, and they found 60% of respondents listen to the same songs over and over again.
Yeah. We crave familiarity.
We do.
And even when it's something new, I think you want it to be what you're familiar with, just different enough to make you think it's something different. But if it was truly original, you'd be upset.
That's right.
But I also think, doesn't every generation bemoan the next generation's music? Like, people who love Beethoven would be like, oh, this Chopin, it's noise.
Just like your tit song.
I beg it. I'm so glad you brought that back.
Yes, I was wondering when you were going to bring up my tit song.
Song is fascinating because it's the same but ever so slightly varied.
Yes.
Surely young people's music, Bill, is young people's music.
Yes.
Also endlessly fascinating because of the interruptions that surface every now and then.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. I concur. I concur with Miss Phillips.
Welcome to After Dark. When I was at boarding school, we had a gramophone that was given to us by a parent, but we had one single, and it was Leaving on a Jet Plane. I know. So, to kick us off, what kind of music did they listen to in the Stone Age?
Oh.
Come on.
Rock. It was rock music.
It was rock music.
What?
Is correct.
Rock music like the Rolling Stones?
Yeah. It was going so well, and then you just opened the trap door right like that. Yes, singing rocks used for music have been found all over the world. So if you go to Serengeti in Tanzania, there are stone gongs in Tanzania. There's one.
Stone gong?
Yeah, well, you can actually see the impression of where they've been struck. There are dolerite boulders, so an igneous rock with percussive marks in southern India. There's a cave in France, Fuamier. It's all over the world.
But how do they resonate?
Well, it depends on the rock and the type of rock.
Yeah.
It's called a lithophone. It's from the Greek lithos for rock.
Lithos,
Yeah.
right.
So this is a Victorian group that you very pleasingly were called the Till Family Rock Band.
That sounds fun.
Isn't that fantastic?
And those are all rocks that they've laid out like a sort of glockenspiel.
Yes, exactly, darling. They're rocks from the Lake District. Indeed, the entire family is from the Lake District. The rocks are from Skiddaw. And it makes a most fantastic sound, and it is a huge pleasure to play. Have anybody here ever played a rock instrument of any kind?
I have played a rock, yes. Hit upon a stone that was designed to be struck, and it was extraordinary.
It makes a most beautiful noise.
Yeah.
So they have some in the British Museum. You're not really supposed to play them, but we have some security footage from the museum, which we're going to play you now.
Kind of jazz rock.
I would say if I was reviewing that album, I would say, as expected, slightly disappointed.
Yes.
Wow. I thought it was very musical. I've got a 4-year-old cousin who can do the same kind
There you go. They're probably similar height, actually. Yeah. Well, what was extraordinary was... I mean, I'm not musical in the slightest, but depending on where you hit it...
Didn't show.
Thank you, darling. I think Alan might win. Depending on where you hit it, it made a completely different sound.
Yeah.
But you get stalagmites that have clearly been used as instruments, and they were struck 20,000 years ago. In fact, there is a new theory that Stonehenge may have been an ancient concert arena. So the inner circle of stones, they're called blue stones. They take on a sort of bluey tinge when they're broken or they're wet. And some of the blue stones have it's a microscopic structure in them, and it makes them sound like a metallic gong. They came from the Preseli Hills in West Wales, a place called Caen Mien, which means butter rock. And they've tested the rocks in the area, and a huge number of them sort of ring out when they are struck. And it may explain why they went to such an effort to take the rocks all that distance to Stonehenge, that, in fact, they were making music. What do you think the term rock and roll originally referred to?
Some sort of body movement?
Yes, where?
In something that you're rolling.
Where might you have that kind of...
In a barrel. In a barrel. Put in a barrel.
Put in a barrel. It's the movement of a ship.
In a boat, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 17th century phrase, rocking and rolling, to describe the movement of a ship on the ocean. And then in the early 20th century, you get it to be to do with dancing, to get spiritual fervour, and a euphemism for, you know...
What's that? What? It's a euphemism for...
Well, I was doing a hand euphemism there.
Yes. The jellyfish claps around the
Yeah.
Two crabs colliding.
OK. Yeah. Sex.
Oh.
I don't know why I was shy suddenly. I don't know what that's about. But the phrase, in terms of it being used for music, it was a Cleveland radio DJ known as Alan Freed, and he used rock and roll for the very first time in 1951 to describe what we now know as rock and roll music. Who's got the most rock and roll medical records?
Mick Jagger.
Why do you say Mick Jagger? Do you think
Because he's old?
No, it's not. No. It's not him. Any other thoughts?
So not someone like Lemmy from Motorhead.
Has he been under the doctor?
Well, years and years ago, my first job in TV was as a work experience runner here in this
very building, and one of my jobs was to look after Lemmy. Not in that way. He was an absolute gentleman, lovely. As long as there were 5 bottles of Jack Daniels in his room, he was an absolute delight. He was actually very, very nice, but he did tell the story where he said that he had heard that people in the 60s were having full blood transfusions, people who had been addicted to drugs.
So that they no longer had drugs in their system?
Yes. And he had gone to his doctor and said, you know, I have been drinking and doing everything, you know, so I'd be interested in this too. And he said his doctor told him that if they were to do that to him, the shock to his organs of clean blood would kill him instantly. So it would be best to remain 90% Jack Daniels.
It's topped up.
Yeah, just want to... He lived to an ripe old age. So.
Yes.
That's why I've got a mug of JD right here.
So here's the thing. Western media, quite a wide range of it was banned in Russia during the 1950s and 60s. So there was a black market in bootleg gramophone records. Now, you had to fashion it out of some kind of readily available source of thin plastic. What might it be?
Condoms. No.
No, we are talking about X-ray sheets. And in fact, I have a record here.
Is that an actual one?
That is an actual one. So they were known, I'm going to try and say it in Russian, Rok na kostyak, rock on bones, they were known as. They were also known as Skeliet moya babushki, a skeleton of my granny.
I see, so I can see now.
I've got this...
I can see the image of the bones.
Light box, and if I hold it up... like that.
That is amazing.
How amazing.
Then you can.
But does the record just sound like someone going?
This is a record by a Latvian-Russian singer called Konstantin Sokolsky, and we couldn't get permission to play it.
Oh, I'll do it.
I know. But they pressed all sorts of music on these records. You could get Elvis, you could get the Beatles, you could get the Beach Boys, the Rolling Stones, Ella Fitzgerald, all sorts of banned Russian artists. And they were very expensive because they only lasted for about 7 or 8 plays before the grooves completely degraded. But very popular for not only for their musical content, but their appearance.
So what is on this record, then, that he doesn't want playing?
A wonderful, sort of rather jolly, rollicking Russian song.
Have you heard it?
Yes, I have.
Can you recreate it to some extent?
Ha!
Right.
I thought I was in a pub in Glasgow for a minute.
Get better with a couple of nipple tassels.
You can still buy them today. What I like is if they've got better-looking bones on them, they're more expensive.